Hi, I'm Jack Koenig, and this is the GL-1X injector. If you have an injector that's starting to leak or bypass, it may be time to install a rebuild kit. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. This video also applies to GL-1XL injectors, and regular GL-1s are also very similar, so you can follow these same steps for any injector in the GL-1 family. Before we begin, I want to point out that we always talk about wearing safety glasses and being safe. With this operation, you really want to make sure you have safety glasses on. There's a spring inside here that is still going to be under pressure as you're loosening the nut. And if you are looking at this thing or have it in some other weird angle and you lose control of that piece, it could smack you in the eye. It's not going to be dangerous enough to cause any real injuries unless it hits you in the eye. So just wear your safety glasses and you'll be okay. The other thing is, along with that spring, if you loosen the adjustment screw as much as possible, that will take as much pressure off of the spring ahead of time as possible. So that would be a good first step, is to just loosen the adjustment screw all the way out. If you want to count the number of turns that you had on it, then you could set it back when you're done. But either way, before you begin, loosen this screw as much as possible so that you reduce the spring tension as much as you can before you begin. The first step in disassembly is to remove the banjo bolt that holds the injector in the manifold. I don't have this on a manifold, so it's easy enough for me to screw this out by hand, but normally you're going to need to wrench that off. You'll get a replacement for this all steel washer that goes on the bottom. That's sort of a metal gasket, but this one that has the bonded Viton inside needs to be reused, so make sure you don't lose that. Next, we're going to take the top of the injector out. You might need a breaker bar for this. I've already loosened this one before, so I should be able to just get it with a ratchet. But you need a deep well 15/16 inch socket. Okay, now this is where we have all that spring pressure. So I would still suggest holding the socket in your hand and not just loosening the hex by hand, because once it's loose, the spring's going to push pretty hard. There, you can see how it's extending out this far just because that's how far the spring is pushing. If you were doing this by hand, there's a chance you could lose control of it. That's why I recommend keeping a socket on there. And then we can just pull out the piston and the spring and set them aside. For the next step, we need some sort of a rod. I'm just going to use an Allen key and push the poppet out from the bottom. This is the valve poppet. And then the next step is to use a pick to get the O-rings out. There are a couple of O-rings down inside here. So first there's an O-ring and a backup ring. Both of those need to come out. There's a piece we call a valve, which is disc shaped, and then there's another smaller O-ring inside. This one's a little trickier. There we go. Those are all the O-rings inside the injector. The other one is right here. We're going to take this black O-ring off. Actually, this will be easier like this. That'll just slide out at this point. There's that one. The O-ring we don't want to remove is this O-ring underneath the hex on the top of the injector. This is a static seal. It's not a wear part, so we're going to leave that in there. But then there's one more inside of the top that needs to come out too. There. I really had to chew that up to get it out, but now it's out. We just want to make sure none of those little chunks are still in there, but it looks pretty clean to me. When we look at the contents of the repair kit, there are basically 6 rings, and it's easy enough to distinguish the round O-ring, the valve, and that white backup ring. But then there are still 3 quad or square cut O-rings that we need to sort out. The thing to remember is that the pieces that get sealed are these 2. We have the indicator pin up here that comes out the top of the injector, and we have that valve poppet that goes in the bottom of the injector. Only one of these is going to go on the indicator pin. So if you're having trouble telling which is which, try putting each of these over the poppet. You can tell the one that's for the indicator pin isn't going to slide over the poppet, where the one that goes on the poppet will slide over it. So now we've determined that this guy here is the one that needs to go in the top, because it's the only one that won't slide over the poppet. So while we've got that sorted, let's go ahead and press that inside there. This next part is actually pretty difficult. This O-ring is difficult to stretch over this wedge shape. So applying a little bit of oil or grease to this could help if it's not already greasy from before, but then it's just a matter of forcing it on. There. It's tempting to try to put some screwdrivers on here, but you don't want to scratch up this O-ring. So if you can just get it on with your fingers, that would be ideal, and then you don't risk damaging anything when you're doing your rebuild. Now this can go back into this other piece from the top, and it's ready to go back onto the injector. Inside the bottom now we can stack up our O-ring stack. First, the smallest O-ring. That's pretty easy to distinguish from the others. You can actually use the piston from the top to push that into place. Make sure it's sitting flat in there. Mine is not sitting flat. Now it is. Next is that metal valve. Then the backup ring. And now there's only one of those quad rings left, so by process of elimination you'll know that it's the one that goes in here. Now everything's pressed down flat. To put the valve poppet in, it can be tough to get this to actually go straight in and go into the hole. You can actually use the spring as a handle and get that to push it through the bottom. However, that's going to want to push the stack of O-rings back out again, and sometimes it's hard to keep the spring square on the top. So what I recommend as a cheat is to get a hold of a socket extension and either a 5/16 or an 8mm socket. Put the valve poppet in one of them, and that holds it pretty securely. It's going to hold it real straight. And then put the other one, make sure you have the right end in there, in the bottom to hold the packings stack in place. And now you can just shove it right through. There. There's our poppet sticking out the bottom, right where it's supposed to be. Now the spring goes in. We're going to want to secure this in the vise again, and this next part requires a little bit of a gentle push. And as you're holding it down now, you can screw this in to get the threads started, and once the threads are started, tighten it up with a socket. And then the last step is to tighten this to about 70 foot-pounds. And there we go. It's ready to go back on the manifold, and your injector should be good as new.